All right, guys, so now I have the transmission fully bolted in. All the bolts are tight. I've got the your shift linkage connected on the shifter lever to shift from forward, reverse, forward, neutral, and reverse. I got the sticks in right now, just kind of mocked up those. I haven't bolted them in, so they're kind of sliding down deeper. But I did get these lined up pretty well, as you can see, very nicely. Sticks are nice and even, as you can see, both when I push forward and pull back, which also tells me that, one, the transmission, obviously the adjustments on it, you can see that the threading and everything is even right here, which tells me that the bands are actually wearing very well together. You know, if you're on your right stick or left stick, those brake bands tend to wear out more on the side you're using the most. So, you know, this seems to have been worn in very systematically, you know, so both sides are even. But anyways, let me show you how this is going to work. So I'll shift it into forward. Go ahead and spin that the clutch. So you can see both of the sprockets on each end are turning right into forward. Now when I pull back on the sticks, they stop. There's your brake. I'm going to let go. They both start spinning again. Let's say I want to turn left, pull back on the left stick. See that one stop? Those wheels will stop turning while these wheels continue to turn, and vice versa. Stop on the right stick and so on. So, all right, man, you're good, thanks. Yeah, so you neutral, reverse, and again, I already explained how the split shift would work on this, so that'd be a pretty cool setup, but I'm not doing that to this model. I'm gonna kind of keep it stock. I'm not looking to do showroom, glamorized rebuild on this thing. That's not what this is about. This is about a machine that was, you know, neglected for a bit. I wanted to freshen it up and get it back into actual working, fun performance. Okay, so like I said, the engine's going to be next, but I'm going to be working on, actually the very next thing I am going to do is reinstalling the fuel tank right there. So, and the brackets right here, they're riveted in. Well, the rivets on this side broke, so I'm going to have to re-rivet those. I'm just going to drill the ones out on the other side there, pull those out. You can see right here, 3 holes for the rivets and the headlight buckets there. So I'm going to drill those out. I'm going to re-rivet everything after I mount the gas tank in, because it's a pain in the ass trying to, you know, get these bars right here down far enough to squeeze a gas tank in there. So I'm going to go ahead and mount everything first and then rivet those back where they should be to hold the gas tank in. So, but so far so good. I think it's coming along good. I haven't had a chance to work on it in a while, so again, I still got some other tightening up to do. I just wanted to make sure that while everything was loose, you know, that it will all work together. So all right, yeah, like I said, gas tank next. The wiring harness to build yet, fuel lines to run, got to get a new fuel pump, rebuild the carburetor. So I got a lot more work ahead of me, but it's all going to come together. This thing's going to be badass. All right, guys, so I went ahead and pulled the bracketry out for the gas tank, which I went ahead and cleaned and scrubbed out and everything, and it's drying right now. So I'm going to take that opportunity to install the headlights. These things can be a pain in the ass, because basically what it is, I got Bikes and Bullets here who's going to help me show how to put it in. So essentially this rubber ring, you can see that lip, that lip right there, well, that fits in the groove, or this fits into that lip, and then the headlight fits into that bigger portion right there, right? So sits in there like so. The dilemma in getting these things in, one with the gas tank in, is a real pain in the ass. There's a few different ways of doing it. This is the way I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So we're going to take this rubber and we're going to install it in the eye socket. It's drying.
Yeah, give me some of that water right there.
Yeah, because it has soap on it.
All right.
We're going to explain a little hack here.
And the hack is to actually take some dish soap, a mild like liquid soap detergent, and you wet it. And all you do is just add some water, right? So we're just gonna add a little water. It's gonna be a little messy. It's okay. And the idea is to lube up the rubber so that when you go to place the headlight into place and press it in.
We used dish soap also as kind of a lubricant. So once we get that in place,
It's a pretty stiff little ring. It's made of rubber, hard rubber.
so it fits in there like so. And this is what seals up the front of this thing, so when you go splashing in the water kind of deal. Then we're going to take the headlight. Yep, that's the bottom, the little tip.
Yep.
And we're going to come in from behind. The idea is to get it into that groove.
Let me know if it's straight.
You're just going to work it in and keep pressing.
Is it straight?
Tilt it that way there.
All right. That good?
That's straight.
All right, here we go. We're just
You
gonna
just got to work your fingers around.
press around that bead. The idea is to press at the same time, and it should pop right into place.
Almost right here on this
On this corner right here?
Yep,
Okay, here we
almost
go.
there.
Oh, you gotta apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight fit for sure. There we go. That popped right in. Nice. Show you what the lights look like from behind here. Let's see here. There you go. So it's just, like I said, that black ring. There was another video that I watched where a guy who did a really good job rebuilding one of these. He painted it OD green, which I'm going to leave it yellow, but he took 550 cord and he actually set the headlight into the rubber first and then came in with a 550 cord and worked this lip right here all the way around it by pulling the 550 cord through as he applied pressure. And that just seemed like too much of a pain in the ass. This was a lot easier. Simply just lube up the rubber and pop the headlights in. So now we got the headlights in it. Woohoo! All right, back to the fuel tank. All right, so I got the gas tank mounted along with the headlights, and I'll show you why that it was preferable to mount the headlights prior to mounting the tank. So there's just not a lot of room to work in there. So you can see, tank is in there. So I got new rivets along the in front of the headlights there that hold the bracket up. See if I can't squeeze the camera back in there so you can see what the heck's going on. So you can see how the framework goes. Above the tank, you got that strap back here. See where the bolt is? That strap runs over the top of the tank. These straps run under the tank. And then behind here, what these are riveted to is a steel plate that goes along there. You can see right here, this part of the steel plate. And then these sit on top of that lip. I'll put another rivet in there. There's a hole for it. But as it stands, the tank is in and it's nice and solid. Today's chore on the rebuild is going to be this wiring harness. This is the main wiring harness right here. Of course, before I got to it, mice had chewed through the wire, and that this particular part of the wiring harness here connected to this leg, which goes across the dash that connects the two headlights and the ignition together. But this long part that the mice chewed on ran through the body all the way to the back, where all your electrical stuff is going to be back here with the engine, your starter and battery and solenoids and all that crap. So I've got to do some repairs on the on the main harness. Other than that, it's pretty good, except for those couple of spots. Damn rodents. And then on the harness that goes across the dash, again, that links headlight, and then your main harness, right? But the ignition, one of the legs busted off on the ignition. So I got another one. They're like $20. Easy peasy. There's some other kind of fucking janky shit he's got going on here. So this plugs into this headlight here. But originally it was connected. This is the plug for the ignition. Originally it was connected sorry, to the ignition, and it went to the white wire on the headlight plug. For some reason he cut that one, did some janky splice-in job, and moved that over to the green side from the switch. So I got to figure out what's going on with that and unfuck that mess. All right, so I got the wiring harness laid in there. Got the headlights plugged in. Plug for the ignition goes around backside of the tank on the bracket, comes out, plugs into the other headlight, and continues around. It wasn't too bad repairing it. It was only, like I said, a couple of sections of wire that I had to fix, splice into and stuff. So all the wiring, that's going to be a nightmare in itself. I have some of these, these conduit tubes right here that I can hide the wire a little better with, that kind of thing. Clean it up a little bit. So, because these wires are going to go in all different directions. So I'll have to work some magic with those. But still got some cleanup to do. Like I said, I still got some work to do. There's some other parts that I still have to go through. But still got to put those nuts on the bolts right there for the axles. Some little things to do. Yeah. Over here in this chaotic mess I call my mind, I've got the pull start cover that goes to the engine. Still have the fuse box, which, look at that shit. Unreal. Yeah, I gotta make sure this thing works. The pulleys, bottom pulley, carburetor, still gotta rebuild that, clean it out, give it a good cleaning, relube all these cables and stuff like that. So, still got a lot of work to do. Once I get some of the other stuff in, I'm gonna go ahead and put the chains in before I put the motor in. It's easier on this side now. I already have the chains installed before putting the motor in. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm getting excited here. This JLO Rockwell 400cc engine. It's pretty badass, right? Two-stroke German muscle. This was like 25, I think, maybe 27 horsepower. Even had points ignition. There's one on the top and one down there. I don't know if you can see it down here on the bottom. I'm gonna have to go through and adjust those. They bump the coils right here, and coils deliver the spark. It's a little dinky engine too for what it is, but 400cc. So these engines were typically used in snowmobiles in the 70s and such. So pretty freaking badass. Yeah, I'm excited. This thing cranked over when I had it in the buggy before I started tearing it all apart, and so it definitely feels like it has compression. I try and turn the flywheel, so it does have compression in it. So the guy did say that Wesco had bored it out. And so essentially now it's on par with the 440s that Rockwell had. Because, again, these were the 400 Chief, the 440 Super Chief, and then the 500 Thunder Chief. Hold on, stop. I misspoke on that one. It's the 400 Chief, the 440 Thunder Chief, and the 500 Super Chief. All right, back to the video. So if this was bored out, which I can take a measurement of the, of the piston walls and stuff when I take that out and see if it's any larger, then, yeah, it'll be a 440. That would be pretty cool. All right, guys, like I said, if you like the videos, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 4.